Trump announced the ceasefire, but California's price of gas didn't move. Gavin Newsom's own commission disabled the one tool that could have punished refiners. Prices could hit $8.43 by year end. Here's who gets hit next and what you need to watch out for.
Chief oil analyst at Dow Jones Energy told The Guardian that California is arguably the state most impacted by the Strait of Hormuz in the United States. He is right about the exposure. He is wrong about the cause. That something was decided 9 months ago in a meeting nobody covered by people you never voted for. And it has nothing to do with Iran. The trap was already closed before the ceasefire was ever announced. Before you fill the tank again, find out what actually sets the price. On August 29th, 2025, 3 of 5 CEC commissioners voted 3-0 to deprioritize the maximum gross gasoline refining margin penalty cap for at least 5 years. The Western States Petroleum Association, the lobbying arm of every major refiner operating in California, had asked for a 20-year delay. They got 5, a 5-year freeze. The GGRM cap was the enforcement mechanism built into Governor Newsom's own SBX 1-2 anti-price gouging law, the one he signed in March 2023. It was the only statutory tool that could penalize refiners for spreading their margins beyond what the market justified. Jamie Court, president of Consumer Watchdog, testified at the August 29th hearing and told the commission on the record that he was thoroughly troubled and disgusted that they would consider a 5-year freeze on a penalty they had not even begun deliberating. The commission also built an exemption pathway into the delay, allowing any refiner who made significant investments between January 2026 and December 2030 to apply for relief if a cap were ever adopted. The refiners got the freeze, they got the exemption pathway, and then they closed the refineries anyway. The fuel surcharge on California freight loads climbed 11 cents per gallon in 60 days, even as crude dropped on ceasefire optimism. It is not tracking crude anymore, it is tracking the California premium. And the California premium is not set by the Strait of Hormuz. It is set by the number of refineries left in the state, the margins those refineries are allowed to charge, and the regulatory architecture that was supposed to prevent exactly this. The only thing dropping in California is the number of refineries. Here is what the state's own officials confirmed on the record. CEC Vice Chair Siva Gunda testified on May 5th that California had approximately 6 weeks of gasoline supply entering summer driving season. Chevron's refiner margin had reached $1.11 per gallon by March 2026, above the historical range the GGRM penalty was designed to address. The enforcement mechanism had been pulled 7 months earlier and no action was taken. Today I want to walk you through why the price is not coming down, how long the structural damage holds the premium in place, and what to run before summer driving season hits your July bill. California now operates approximately 10 active refineries. In 2000, the state had 23. Phillips 66 permanently closed its 139,000 barrel per day Wilmington refinery in the Los Angeles area by the end of 2025. Not temporarily idled, permanently decommissioned. Valero permanently closed its 145,000 barrel per day Benicia refinery in April 2026, 10 days after the Bay Area Air Quality Management District levied an $82 million fine against the facility, the largest penalty ever assessed by that agency. Valero CEO Lane Riggs had already stated publicly that California was the most stringent and difficult regulatory environment in North America. Combined, those two closures removed 284,000 to 290,000 barrels per day of in-state refining capacity permanently. 17% of the state's total refining infrastructure gone and not coming back.
Hey everyone, sorry to step in on this real quick, but if you need to learn how to take advantage of this and how the real estate cycle works every time fuel goes up in price like it did in 2007, right before the crash of '08, links down below to the real estate crash bundle. It teaches all about real estate cycles, how this all works, how to make money, when to jump into the market and when to jump out. All right, now let's get back to the video.
On April 30th, 2026, Newsom issued a statement saying that every American filling up their tank, buying groceries, or booking a flight was paying what he called Donald Trump's Iran war tax. His own administration had disarmed the only anti-gouging enforcement tool 8 months earlier. His own commission had frozen the penalty. His own regulatory environment had driven 2 major refineries out of the state. USC professor Michael Mish projects California gasoline could reach $7.35 to $8.43 per gallon by year end. That projection is not based on Iran. It is based on the structural math the August 29th vote locked into place. California's price does not stay inside California. Kinder Morgan operates the SFPP pipeline system that moves refined petroleum products from California refineries east into Arizona and Nevada. Nevada is already at $5.15 per gallon. Arizona is climbing. The structural margin California refiners are holding does not stay in California. It flows east through the pipeline and reprices every gallon in the receiving states on a 30 to 60-day transmission lag. And it does not stop at the pump. Every service that requires a truck, a van, or a delivery vehicle reprices when the fuel premium is structural. Groceries, freight, construction materials, delivery. The California premium is not a gas price story. It is a cost of living floor that moves downstream through every supply chain that runs on fuel. Before the July bill arrives, here is what to run now. Calculate your summer driving season cost at $6.15 per gallon, and again at $7.35. The spread between those two numbers is your fuel exposure for the season. A household with a 30-plus mile daily commute in California, Arizona, or Nevada could see annual fuel cost increases of $2,000 to $3,000 from the structural premium alone. That is a car payment. Run that math in May, not after the statement arrives. Then check your property's commute exposure. A structural fuel increase is not a one-month event. It compounds into monthly cost and into buyer affordability calculations. When fuel costs rise permanently, the buyer who qualified at $6.15 may not qualify at $7.50. Check your county's days on market trend. If days on market are rising as fuel costs climb, the correlation is already pricing into your zip code. If you are in Arizona or Nevada, the SFPP transmission window is your positioning window. The California structural margin holds at the refinery level before it transmits through the pipeline on that 30 to 60-day lag. The household that adjusts its fuel budget during that lag is ahead of the bill. The household that waits for the local pump to confirm the upstream move is already paying it when they act. The pump with $6.15 on the morning of the ceasefire, it will be higher by the time the July bill arrives. 10 refineries where 23 used to be. A refiner margin at $1.11 where 67 cents used to be the ceiling. The cap expires in June. The summer driving season has not peaked yet. When you pull up to that pump in August, what are you going to tell yourself is causing it? This is Economic Ninja, signing out.